Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel English Destination. Most of the students get confused in voice. That's why I have made videos on voice to clear all your doubts. Tense wise I have made all these videos, so watch till the end. In English language you will get 12 tenses, but active passive voice is possible only with 8 tenses. So all these 8 tenses I have divided into different parts, including affirmative, negative and interrogative constructions. So don't miss this video. Watch till the end. Do watch, like, share, subscribe and press the bell icon. Let's get started. Some changes in pronouns are required while turning active voice to passive and passive voice to active. So here first person. So in active voice I is given, then you need to turn I to me in passive voice. Same way we to us. Second person you, it will be the same in passive voice in singular and plural both. And in third person he in active voice turns to him in passive voice. Same way she to her, it to it and they to them. Today we are going to learn active passive voice in the simple future tense. First of all, we will see affirmative sentences. First, I shall buy a laptop tomorrow. So here find out subject, verb, object. So I subject, shall auxiliary verb, or you can say modal auxiliary or helping verb. Then buy, that is V1 form. In future tense, simple future tense, you have to use V1 form, that is base form or main form. Then a laptop, that is an object. Then tomorrow, that is called an adverb, or you can mention it in extra information. Now here which voice is this? This is active voice. Why? Because V3 form is not mentioned as well as by is not given. Let's turn this to passive voice. A laptop will come in the beginning. A laptop. According to a laptop, you have to put appropriate auxiliary verb. Here shall is given because you have to use shall with I always. And here a laptop, that is third person singular. That's why we have to change shall to will. A laptop will be bought. So here will auxiliary verb. Then you have to add be here because we are framing passive voice in simple future tense. So here with shall or will you have to add be, then V3 form of the main verb. So here what is the main verb? Buy. So bought, that is V3 form. Then you have to put buy and then I becomes me, that is an object, and tomorrow that you have to write as it is. So that is extra information. So this is passive voice. A laptop will be bought by me tomorrow. Next, Joshua will learn the lesson. So subject, object, verb. First, Joshua subject, will auxiliary verb, learn V1 form. The lesson, that is an object. This is active voice. Why? Because by is not given and V3 form is not mentioned. Let's turn to passive. The lesson will come in the beginning in passive voice. The lesson. According to the lesson, you have to put appropriate auxiliary verb or helping verb. So, will. After putting will, you have to add be, then V3 form of learn. Learned. You can also put learn. L-E-A-R-N-D. Learn. N-E-D. Okay. Learned or learned. Both are valid. Then you have to put by and then Joshua. Name is given, so don't change anything. Same you have to write. So here Joshua is mentioned. So the lesson, subject, will, auxiliary verb, be you have to put because we are framing passive voice in simple future tense. Then learned, V3 form, by and Joshua, that is an object. So this is passive voice. Let's see negative sentences. First, he will not finish this book. Subject, he, auxiliary verb will not is given because we are framing negative sentence. Finish, V1 form of the main verb. This book, that is an object, and this is active voice because by and V3 form is not mentioned. Okay, passive voice. This book, object in active voice becomes subject in passive voice. So this book will come in the beginning. This book, according to this book, you have to put appropriate auxiliary verb. Will, then put not, then you have to use be. Here you have to be very careful. Immediately after not, you have to put be, not before not. Okay, will not be, then V3 form of the main verb finished, that is finished, then by, and he becomes him. So this is passive construction. Next, she will not make coffee for the guest. Subject, she, will, auxiliary verb not is given because we are framing negative sentence. Make, V1 form, coffee, object for the guest, that is an extra information. This is active voice. Now, how will you turn this active to passive? Coffee will come in the beginning. Then according to coffee, you have to put appropriate auxiliary verb or helping verb or modal auxiliary. That is will. Coffee will, then not, then be. Then we have to use V3 form of the main verb, that is make, V1 form, and V3 form of make, made. So made is given. For the guest, that is an extra information. Then you have to put by, and then you have to write her. She becomes her in passive. So coffee will not be made for the guest by her. Let's see interrogative sentences. First, will they accept our invitation? Question mark. So first auxiliary will come, then they, subject, accept, V1 form, and our invitation, that is an object. This is active voice. By is not given, V3 form is not given. That's why. Next, here how to turn this active to passive, that we will see. Okay, first object, our invitation, but we are framing interrogative sentence. So first auxiliary verb or helping verb will come. So according to our invitation, you have to put appropriate auxiliary verb. That's why will is given. Then our invitation will come. Then be. Then you have to add be here, right? In passive voice, because we are framing passive voice in simple future tense. That's why. Add be. Then you have to add V3 form of the main verb, that is accept. So accepted, that is V3 form. Then by, and they becomes them in passive voice. So will our invitation be accepted by them? Put question mark. This is passive voice. Next, will he tell a story? Active voice. Auxiliary verb will, subject, he, V1 form, tell a story, object. Let's turn this to passive. Will a story, then you have to add be, then told, that is V3 form of tell, that is told. By, he becomes him, then put question mark. This is passive voice. Will a story be told by him? Next, when will you teach English? Question mark. So this is active voice. By is not given and V3 form is not mentioned. When, WH word, or you can say WH question. Will, auxiliary verb. You, subject, teach, V1 form, English, object. Let's turn this to passive. When, same thing you have to write, and here object is English. In active voice becomes subject, but before that you have to put appropriate auxiliary verb because we are framing WH question. That's why when, then will, then English will come, then be. You have to add be here. Then taught, that is V3 form of teach, that is taught. By you, you will be the same, you, and then put question mark. This is passive voice. When will English be taught by you? Next, who will solve this problem? This is active voice. Who, WH question, will, auxiliary, solve, V1 form, this problem, object. Okay, let's turn this to passive. Who becomes by whom in passive. So by whom is written in the beginning. Then according to this problem, you have to add appropriate auxiliary verb. That's why will is given. Then write the same thing, this problem. After that, be you have to write, and then V3 form of solve, that is solved. This is passive voice. By whom will this problem be solved? Question mark. It's practice time, and now you have to change the voice. 3 sentences I have given, and you have to turn all these 3 sentences to active to passive or passive to active. Now do it. Hope you have completed. Let's check answers. First, he will not receive you warmly. Answer, you will not be received warmly by him. Next, the chief guest will give you a prize. So, 2 ways you can frame this sentence into passive voice, because here 2 objects are given. Direct object and indirect object. Okay, this is indirect object and this is direct object. So answer, a prize will be given to you by the chief guest, or you will be given a prize by the chief guest. Next, when will you show report card? Answer, when will report card be shown by you? Hope you learned a lot from this video. See you soon in my next video. Till then, keep watching, keep liking, keep sharing, keep learning, and keep subscribing. Thank you so much.